Court does call the cases of the people versus Montel Gavin.
Assistant Public Defender Ben Denowith on behalf of Mr. Gatlin, who is entering the courtroom now. Mr. Gatlin, would you state your name for the record, please?
Montel Gatlin.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense will refer Mr. Gatlin to the Forensic Center for competency. On both cases, I will email the form to the clerk of the court later today.
All right, very good.
Mr. Simpson, what's going on here?
I'm sorry.
What's going on here? Incompetency?
Well, they've asked for a forensic evaluation. There's not. Well, just Gatlin, just hold on a minute. I can't. When it's requested by counsel, there's really not a lot I can do except to do the referral. Okay.
A forensics on what?
Likely for competency and criminal responsibility.
I'm just saying, what's their reason for trying to even do this just because I was trying to say something?
Well,
What's their reason?
no. I don't. Okay, so I'm not privy by design to all of the conversation that you have with counsel. You have conversations with counsel.
And still state what I wanted to state on record.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Gatlin. That would I just hold on a second. I don't know that would not only be a wise decision for you to come out and start stating stuff, but would also make me a bit concerned as to whether or not you understand the nature and objects of the proceedings. That is why I stopped it where I did the first time. And you're still in you're still in the same spot. And so your counsel has come out, they've asked for that. I'm gonna proceed to their request because they've made the request. So set a competency hearing date for
September
9th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Mr.
Simpson, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you telling me they pushing my next court date all the way to September just because I wanted to come in here and take accountability?
No, I don't know. No,
What's going on?
I don't think you should look at it that way because the two aren't necessarily connected that way. They're not trying to push your case. The problem, Mr. Gatlin.
At first, nothing about this courtroom feels unusual. Another case, another defendant, another routine hearing. But what most people don't realize is that a courtroom isn't just about truth. It's about structure. There are rules to when you speak, how you speak, and what you say. And if you don't understand those rules, you can lose control of your case without even realizing it. Because in this system, timing isn't just important. It's everything. And right now, that's exactly where things begin to go wrong.
Is you're trying to do things that may not be in your best interest.
It's in my best interest.
No, it is not. That is why that is why I stopped the proceedings when I did. It was clear to me that what you were trying to do was not part of the process and may very well be against your interest to just
Take accountability?
It's clear you don't understand how this works.
I'm being charged with some charges, and I was clearly just trying to take accountability for my charges.
And
That's
accountability can happen, but it doesn't mean that you load yourself up with everything that's there, which is what you were trying to do. And hold on, no, hold on. After, when we had Mr. Brown up there and I talked to Mr. Brown and Mr. Childers, Denowith, it's clear that there's an offer of some type.
I don't want to.
There's part of the problem. You're trying to, I'm done. I'm not, because you're not listening to it. You're just deciding you want to do something your way. I'm trying to explain to you why I'm doing it this way. I'm done. Bond continue.
That was September 5, Your Honor.
No. Nine. Don't you dare leave this building without those orders for me to sign.
Yeah, I was gonna email them to the clerk.
Yeah, you better get them today. I want to sign off on them.
I'll go type it.
I need to have a peaceful summer. All right. Court does call the case, People versus Olivia Ray.
And then, without warning, the tone of the courtroom changes. A new case is called. A new defendant steps forward. Same judge, same room, but a completely different energy. Because this time, instead of resistance, there's acceptance. And that one difference is about to change everything.
Conrad Solar on behalf of the Township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Aaron Hilgendorf appearing on behalf of Olivia Ray, who's present. State your full name.
Olivia Ray.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we're here for an arraignment and a pretrial. For purposes of the arraignment, we have received a copy of the misdemeanor complaint. We went over it. We would waive its formal reading, ask that you enter a not guilty plea on her behalf.
And then having waived formal reading, pleading not guilty, court will enter that plea.
Your Honor, it's my understanding today the defendant is going to plead guilty under HIDA. She is 20 years old. So she qualifies for HIDA. And so
Hold for one moment. You got him. All right, go ahead.
So it's my understanding she's going to plead guilty under HIDA today. She's 20 years old. She wants to proceed that way.
That's accurate, Your Honor.
May I have her sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Go ahead and lower your hand. Say and spell your name out.
Olivia Ray.
Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. Your understanding?
Yes.
All right, that is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You signed an advice of rights form,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
All right. What'd you do at the Target store that makes you think that you're guilty?
I walked in and I exited with a face wash without paying for it.
With what?
A face wash.
Face wash?
Mhm.
Okay. Store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
You didn't have anybody's permission to take that property, did you?
No.
This property you took was offered for sale by Target?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court ruling? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we're satisfied.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter,
June 25th at 9 a.m.
That worked.
June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. You haven't appeared before me, obviously, before. Are you in school?
Not at the moment.
But yes,
Well,
normally.
yes.
She just finished her
Sorry,
second.
it's the summer.
Sorry, you went to a second-rate school. It's okay, I'm a Maryland grad, so I have to just say that. All right. Go ahead, you were saying that, so she's,
That's really it. We were going to ask for a personal bond, Your Honor. She's 20 years old. She is a full-time student. She's clearly off for the summer. She has taken this very seriously. Her parents were, her mom's here right now. Her dad was here this morning. We were mixed up on the time, but he was here and had to take off. But he did take off work and he was here. She has taken a extensive theft awareness course. She took a 16-hour course. I presented Mr. Seiler with a copy of that. So based on that, I would ask for a personal bond, and then I got to notify you of one thing. Oh, actually, she has never mind. We'll be back before that. She has a wedding. Her uncle's getting married in Wisconsin, but that's going to be July 2nd. So we were going to ask for permission to leave the state for that.
What are you studying?
I'm an acting major.
Did you graduate high school here? In Ann Arbor?
No, sir.
Where?
I went to Interlochen Arts Academy. It's near Traverse City.
I know where it is. Everybody thinks I just crawl from under a rock and just put on a robe and come in. I know where it is. So that tells me that there's a lot of talent there. Right?
I hope so.
Valedictorian.
They know so. Right? So I'm sure your parents have probably asked you, what happened here?
I don't want to approach my statement with making excuses. I have had anxiety since I was born, really, but I was diagnosed with it when I was in 6th grade. And I was having a particularly difficult time, and I believe I just wasn't thinking and made a mistake.
Been doing this a long time, and so when young people particularly appear before me, sometimes I'm trying to figure out, why are you here? And why do you think you got caught? I'll let you answer, and then I'll give you the answer. But why do you think you got caught? That's a hard question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you why I think you got caught. I don't think you were raised to be a criminal or a thief in any respect whatsoever. You don't know how to commit a crime. That's why you got caught. Okay? And the important thing for you, I'll just take a little bit of time, because I can tell when you walked up here, you were nervous as all could be, right? There's this crazy guy named Simpson up here, and there's no telling what he'll do, right? I bet you were asking your attorney over and over, what's he like? What's he going to do? Right?
I mean, no.
No,
I
you didn't
Googled
ask
you, but
What'd you say?
I Googled you.
I'm not going to ask you what you found, right? You know, it's that day and age. If I want to know, I'm not asking my attorney. I'm just going to Google it. Whatever you do, and you still got to go through the sentencing process and everything else. But I think it's important. You just finished your 2nd year. And out of all of this whole thing, people at times make a lot of mistakes, right? And what you can't do is let this define who you are. There's not a person in this room that hasn't made a mistake that if they could go back, they'd like to do something different, right? But it won't define who you are. Okay? You got that? You didn't expect to have this conversation, did you?
No.
You're not crying, are you? What's wrong?
I just do when I get nervous.
Am I making you nervous?
Well,
Well, what?
I mean, not you particularly.
Just the whole thing, right? Okay. You'll make it through all of this, all right? You just kind of walk it through. There'll be some things for you to do, but it looks like you and your family got a head start on a lot of stuff. And you'll make it through. At some point then later in life, you'll look back and you'll try to figure out why the heck I did that, and maybe even get a little bit of a chuckle out of it in some way. Okay. So what kind of arts do you do?
A theater.
You're a theater.
Mhm.
Really? So acting.
Yeah.
Probably good that you're with a bunch of lawyers. Seems all we do anyway, right? All right. Okay, young lady, you take care of yourself. All right.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And you just want me to give you a copy of that certificate from her class at sentencing? Or would you like a copy? I have it.
Well, I'll tell you what, on your way out, you can start the process. You can stop down at my probation department. They'll be on your left on the way down. And if you have a copy of the certificate, you could, if they'll take it right now, you can give it to them.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
See you on the 25th.
Yes, we will see.
This courtroom session hits different right from the jump, because instead of just crime and punishment, it exposes something deeper: control, mindset, and how quickly a case can shift when a defendant doesn't understand the system. And it all starts with Montel Gatlin, who walks in thinking he's about to take accountability, but ends up triggering something far more serious: a full forensic competency evaluation. The moment he tries to speak and push his own narrative, the judge immediately senses a problem not with the charges, but with his understanding of the process itself. And that's the key twist. Gatlin believes he's helping himself by taking responsibility, but the court sees it as the opposite: potentially self-incriminating behavior that shows he doesn't grasp how legal proceedings actually work. The judge even warns him straight up that what he's doing could harm his case. But Gatlin keeps pushing, insisting it's in his best interest, which only reinforces the court's concern. That's when things lock in. The evaluation is ordered. The case is pushed months ahead, and Gatlin is left frustrated, thinking he's being delayed for speaking honestly, when in reality, the system just hit pause to figure out if he's even capable of defending himself properly. It's a brutal but real lesson. Intent doesn't matter if you don't understand the game. Then the tone shifts completely with Olivia Ray, and this is where the courtroom turns from tension to reflection. A 20-year-old student walks in, charged with something simple but serious: shoplifting a face wash from Target, and instead of fighting it, she owns it. She pleads guilty, no drama, no excuses, just a quiet admission of a mistake. But what makes this case stand out isn't the charge, it's the conversation that follows. The judge doesn't just process her like another file. He pauses and tries to understand her. She explains her anxiety, how she wasn't thinking clearly. And you can see the difference immediately. This isn't someone gaming the system. This is someone who slipped. And the judge recognizes it. He even breaks it down in a way that hits hard. You got caught because you don't know how to commit a crime. That line says everything. It's not about criminal intent. It's about a bad decision by someone who wasn't built for that life. Instead of hammering her, the judge takes a mentoring tone, almost like a life lesson in real time. He tells her not to let this define her, reminds her that everyone in that courtroom has made mistakes, and shifts the focus from punishment to growth. That's rare. He even connects with her personally, asking about her studies, her acting background, joking lightly to ease her nerves, but underneath it all, there's a serious message. One mistake doesn't make you a criminal, but what you do next defines who you become. And you can feel the difference between these two cases clearly. Gatlin fights the system without understanding it, while Olivia accepts responsibility and gains something from it. By the end, Olivia is referred to probation, given a path forward, and even trusted enough to request permission to travel for a family wedding, while Gatlin is stuck in uncertainty, waiting for a competency review that will decide how his entire case moves forward. Same courtroom, same judge, but two completely different outcomes based on behavior, awareness, and attitude. One tried to take control without knowledge and lost ground. The other accepted reality and earned a second chance. If you want more real courtroom breakdowns like this, raw, intense, and straight facts with no filter, then don't just scroll past. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stay locked in, because every case has a lesson, and the next one might hit even harder.
This courtroom session stands out from the very beginning. It's not just about crime and punishment. It reveals something deeper: how mindset, control, and understanding the legal system can completely change the direction of a case. It starts with Montel Gatlin. He walks into court believing he's doing the right thing by taking responsibility. But instead of helping himself, he ends up making the situation more serious. As soon as he begins to speak and explain his side, the judge notices an issue, not with the charges, but with Gatlin's understanding of how the legal process works. Here's the turning point. Gatlin thinks admitting fault will benefit him. The court sees it differently. His actions suggest he doesn't fully understand what he's doing, and that could actually hurt his case. The judge even warns him clearly, but Gatlin keeps insisting he knows what's best. That only raises more concern. At that point, the court decides to pause everything. A full competency evaluation is ordered to determine whether Gatlin is capable of properly defending himself. The case is delayed for months. Gatlin leaves frustrated, feeling punished for being honest. But in reality, the system is trying to figure out if he even understands the situation he's in. It's a tough lesson. Good intentions don't matter if you don't understand the rules. Then the mood in the courtroom shifts completely with Olivia Ray. Olivia, a 20-year-old student, is charged with shoplifting a face wash from Target. It's a minor but still serious offense. Unlike Gatlin, she doesn't argue or over-explain. She simply admits her mistake, calmly and honestly. What makes her case different isn't the charge, it's the conversation that follows. The judge takes a moment to understand her. She talks about her anxiety and admits she wasn't thinking clearly. It's clear she isn't trying to manipulate the system. She just made a poor decision. The judge responds in a way that feels more like guidance than punishment. At one point, he tells her she got caught because she doesn't even know how to commit a crime. The message is clear. This wasn't criminal thinking, just a bad choice. Instead of being harsh, the judge offers perspective. He reminds her that everyone makes mistakes and encourages her not to let this moment define her future. He even asks about her studies and acting background, using light humor to ease the tension. But underneath it all is a serious point. One mistake doesn't define who you are, what you do next does. By the end, the contrast between the two cases is obvious. Gatlin tried to take control without understanding the system and ended up stuck in uncertainty. Olivia accepted responsibility, showed awareness, and was given a second chance. She's placed on probation and even trusted enough to request travel for a family wedding. Same courtroom, same judge, two completely different outcomes, shaped by attitude, awareness, and approach. One resisted without understanding and lost ground. The other accepted reality and moved forward. Every case carries a lesson, and sometimes the difference comes down to how well you understand the situation you're in.